Okay, this is a video about using comments in Java, and we're going to be starting on page 7 of our chapter 1 notes. If you are watching this video because of being absent from class, then it would be most beneficial for you to open up the comments demo.java file that's in the class links for the day you missed here. And so so that you can practice along with the video in JGrasp. So if you haven't got that open, I would do that now and then come back to the video. So now we're down here on page 7, we're down here on number 17. And so there's two types of comments that we're going to be using, and one is called the block or the multi-line comment. The symbols that are used are, as you see here, are the / and the asterisk is the beginning block symbol, comment symbol, and then just reverse that is the asterisk / that is the closing block symbol. And you can see the example here where you have the beginning symbol, you have 3 lines of text, that's why it's a multi-line or a block comment. It's because this is commenting more than one line, and then the ending symbol is in line with the opening symbol, and there is a space between the asterisk and the text, and then all of these line up. And so that's all very important as far as the looks and making it easier to read. And so if we go to JGrasp, in here we're going to practice that. So go ahead and practice. Now this is the way headers or headings should be in our assignments. You should have your name, the period, the name of the assignment, and then the file that is going to be submitted. In this case it would be comments demo.java. And we're saying it's chapter 1.1, and then the date. And so when you do that, you can use, instead of what we've done before, we've done just line comments on each line. Now we're just going to put 2 symbols in. It's a little bit quicker, and so we're going to go put the / and the asterisk. And thing to notice is that the whole program now, everything past this symbol is considered to be a comment. It's changes to orange, and so of course that's where you know that you are missing the closing symbol. And if you were to compile this right now, it would tell you missing the closing symbol. So go ahead and tab each of these lines once so they all line up. Now you can go asterisk / here, and this all works. But what we're trying to do, Mrs. Wyman's class and my class were both going like this and lining up the opening and the closing symbol on the left margin, and then these all line up here. This text here lines up. Alright, that's a block comment. It handles multi-line comment. Okay, so now let's go back to our notes, and we're going to deal with line comments. Now line comments, the symbols used are 2 / together, and that you just do one set of those and that's it. Some people try to put them at the beginning, at the end of the line. It's just at the beginning of the line is all you need. So the example here is you have the 2 /, you have a space, which is you don't have to have it, we want to make it look better. And so this class calculates, so you have a sentence here that this makes into a comment. This is an example. Let's go back to JGrasp and take a look at this. Now a common place to put a line comment would be underneath the class header, and the purpose of this line comment is to explain the purpose of the class or the program that you're writing. And so what we do is we put the 2 / and we hit the space. Now notice this, if I were to, well, we'll show that later. So now you notice that not everything is turned orange after this, and that's because this symbol actually has the power only to do one line of comment. It doesn't affect any other lines. So if what you can do here, you go purpose, and then you could type to print a scripture and a commercial slogan. Alright, so that's the purpose of this program. This is, of course, this is the print play program that we did for chapter 1.1 assignment. And so we printed a scripture and we printed a commercial slogan from Papa John's. And so that tells you the purpose of this class. Now, if you if you were to hit enter and then start typing, you see how it's black, and you notice then that the line comment only affects one line at a time. Another way that you can start these comments at the beginning on the left, or you could maybe put a comment. Let's say here, this is not a comment I recommend doing, but this is just to show you that you can put a comment partway through the line. So we can go space or / space and go, this is the main method. Alright, so you can see how this comments everything from here to here on this line. And so that's an example. Now, so again, this is not something you would typically use as a comment, but here's something that's more common. So let's go down here. Sometimes it's helpful now to do a comment to document different sections, what each section of your code is for. And it helps for you as a programmer when you're editing your program, and just to remind yourself too what your purpose of that section was. So as we can see, we have 3 different sections here, so let's go ahead and comment each one. And so in here you can go comment and say print the scripture. Alright, so now you got that commented. And here you go, and you can do this and type insert blank, I don't know, insert blank line. Alright, and then you go down here and type in print Papa John's slogan. There you go. Alright, this right here would be well documented. You've got the purpose of the class. You've got each section indicating what your purpose is. Whether you comment you can capitalize these if you prefer. So it's really up to you on what you want to do on this. This is not a right or wrong situation. Now the other thing I want to do is to show you how that you can also comment out a line or a section. And the purpose of commenting out is to test your program. Sometimes, let's say that you have an error and you're not sure what section is in. I mean, it says it's in section maybe 2, but you're going, well, I don't see any error, maybe it's somewhere else. And so what you can do is first of all let's compile. Hopefully this is going to work. Okay, that works. And then run it, and so everything looks good. Alright, now let's say that you wanted to test this out, and this is going to be, as you get into more complicated programs, you have let's say that there's an error, there's something you're not sure about regarding this. So what you can do is, let's say you want to comment out the first section and just look at the second section and see if maybe you can figure out what the problem is there. And so what you can do is type let's say a block comment, and then just back here the ending. And so what you can see, it comments out just the first section. And so actually we probably want, let's go ahead and comment out the through the blank lines. Alright, so we've commented this out, and so all we're going to be printing is here. Now what this is going to also demonstrate is it demonstrates how comments ignore or are ignored by the compiler. So now let's go ahead and compile again. You see the compiler has no problem with this. Just to show you really quick, if I didn't have the comment symbols and I compiled it, well, now it has a problem. Alright, so if you just have stray text with the correct symbols not being around it, then you can have problems. So with the compiler. Alright, so let's compile this again, and now we're running it. And so what you can see here is that the first time it ran this, let's see, it did the first section and the spaces and the second section. Alright, so now here you notice all it does is the second section only. And that's because the first part was commented out. And so that's the purpose. Now you can look at this output and see if you can figure out what the issue is. You can make changes, check this again without everything else. And so you actually would find this helpful later on. Alright, so let's go back to our notes, I think, here. I think we're done with this. So let's go back to our notes. And so comment characteristics. Comments are ignored by the compiler, which you already mentioned. A line comment can be on its own line or just part of a line of code. Okay, so in here you can have this be on its own line or just part of a line of code. Okay, and then secondly, or thirdly, I guess, the comments are used for documentation purposes. So documentation purposes by the programmer. So you as a programmer, you document your different sections so that you understand the reason why you did those sections or maybe how you did them. There's different things you can do to document for your own purpose as a programmer. And then the last one is to comment out a line of code. To comment out a line of code. That's a strategy used. Let's see, just a second. So to comment out a line of code is a strategy used to test a specific section of code. So in this case up here, what we did is we commented out all of this code here so we could just test and work with only this code, and that's actually a very important strategy to use. Alright, that's all on comments.